Good morning. I always want to know what happened that Zoom had to start adding that audio disclaimer to let people know that you're being recorded. But here we are. Happy Wednesday. Happy June 2nd. I'm so excited. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Sarah Marble, and I adore being here with you guys on these power hours. Jennifer is a dear, dear friend of mine, and I love that we kind of have collaborated, or I've just jumped on her energy bus, right? Because she's just always leading and smiling and having such amazing things happening. So thank you guys for being so consistent in showing up and doing all of the things. So I am a kind of a self-proclaimed goal setting dork, geek, nerd, whatever you want to call it. Like, it literally makes my blood pressure rise. It makes my heart beat fast. I love new months. And now we have this new modernization with the comp plan. So it's like this new, fresh perspective on everything. So I want to chat with you guys. I'm going to give you just a quick little how my brain works, and kind of what I do every month to kind of reset, restart, and regroup, because knowing where you are right now is going to help you move forward to where you want to be at the end of this month, which is also the last month for the Q2 success sprints. So we are going to talk for just a second, really quick here, about goals and goal setting. And I just want to share with you that goal setting was always a thing for me. So when I was 8, I decided that I was going to be a nurse. I set that goal and I never looked back. So I knew that nursing school was going to be in my future, and I worked towards that, even, starting out very young. I, however, did not have the gift or knowledge of what setting a big goal meant, of dreaming big, of allowing myself to imagine the possibilities of what if. Okay, so this morning I actually just saw a really great post by Brianne Coolidge, and it's so funny because our backyards match now. Like the pool, the sunset, the big pink flamingo float for our kids. Realizing that for me, where I am in a new house that we just moved into with this new backyard, I set a goal of wanting to build a life that would give my children the opportunity to experience memories and events, which means coming home from school, coming home from whatever, and grabbing a fishing pole and going and actually being able to go fishing off a dock in my backyard. Being on a waterfront lot was a goal. But I want you guys to know and understand that 10 years ago, before I started network marketing, I didn't know how to dream big, and I did not know how to set scary goals. So I want you guys to think about today, where am I? Am I in my comfort zone? Am I settling? Am I playing small for fear of setting a goal that I might not achieve? I want you to hear me that failing forward will teach you some of the best lessons ever. When I've set big goals and missed them, I've been able to reflect and figure out, what did I do right? What did I do wrong? What did I do okay and I could have done better? Okay, so I want everybody to think about, okay, where did I end May 31st? And was it amazing? Was it wonderful? We've got some brand new, emeralds, sapphires, diamonds in the company. Maybe you have some new silvers or senior silvers or golds on your team, and that was huge. That's amazing. Or maybe you fell a little bit short. I wanted to do 6 level 1s for the extra bonus, just to say I did the 6 level 1s because I'm working through the success sprints, and I fell short of that. Okay, but it's okay, because 5 level 1s is still amazing, right? So what did I do right? What do I need to adjust? So kind of figuring out, where am I? So we're not going to stop and do that right now, but I need all of you to know that every month starting over, there has to be a pause and an evaluation for, where did I get to? Where did that stopping point end on May 31st? And now that's okay. That's now my new beginning point for this month. Okay. So if you're not in your back office looking at your pay points, seeing where your rank is, seeing what your qualifications are, knowing where your credits are for the success sprints, and saying, hey, 600 credits equals amazing Dyson hair dryer. I don't know about you guys, that was like so early on my list of things that I needed in my life. And knowing, have I hit that? And then for the next tier, when you start hitting those next tiers, you have to have those 6 enrollments to unlock the higher tiered prizes for success sprints. So ready or not, the last month of Q2 is here. So June will be it for that goal. So I want you guys to be thinking about, what is my personal recruiting goal? What does that look like? What is maybe a team goal? Do I have some new level ones that I would love to help them add 1 or go silver? Where am I with my success sprints, and where do I want to be? What is the final prize? That iPad Pro is looking pretty good. I think some of you on here have probably already earned it. Is that something, or maybe you want the hair dryer? You know, see where you need to be. And then I'm going to give you this quick little calculation. So I just did some really easy, simple chicken scratch with, let's just say for your pay points, you ended last month at 175 pay points. So you're way past gold and you are on your way to senior gold. So senior gold is 250 pay points. 250 minus where you finished, 175, you've got 75 pay points to make up for in June to hit that next rank. Now, here's where it gets really, really exciting. With the new modernization for our compensation plan, level ones are now 6 pay points. So we're going to adjust the calculations just a little bit, but that is level 1 ambassadors with 100 PV, as well as customers with 100 PV are all going to count 6 pay points. Okay. And then we've got that new section of 50 to 99 PV. They are now 4 pay points for you as level ones. Okay, ambassadors and customers. So your calculations just changed. And if you guys were on, was it 2 weeks ago? I was talking about we increased the chances of success by adding more basketball nets around the court, right? We're going to load up the court, add more players, and we have more chances to succeed because you now are getting pay points on partial PV. That 50 to 99 category that used to feel a little bit is now going to be factored into how am I going to rank up. So what does that look like? So now you're looking ahead to, I only need 13 new level 1, either customer or ambassadors with 100 PV. That would get me to senior gold. Or how does it sound to say 19 new customers with 50 to 99 PV? Does that sound a little bit better? To think about, wow, what if I go out and start sharing about some of my favorite products? And I'll share with you one reflection that I had going back over, well, thinking about, we've got some new 50 PV combos, which we're going to talk about. Active is one of the products that I can't live without. Like, I absolutely love Active. Okay. If you were to go back on my social media, Facebook or Instagram, I'm pretty sure my network does not really know about Active, and I'm pretty sure they don't know that it's one of my favorite products. So for me, I was like, well, gosh, if I'm going to promote and share about these new 50 PV combos with Active and Collagen and Active and Immune Plus, and Active, and I'll have to, I wrote them down. I'll go back and look. There's 3 new 50 PV combos. If I'm going to get excited, Metaburn, thank you, Lisa, Active and Metaburn, if I'm going to get excited about it, people need to know that I'm already excited about it, that I love these products, right? So I need to have posts, I need to have reels, I need to have stories, all factored around the fact that I am a busy mom. And yesterday I got in my car at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and I did not get home until 8:30 p.m. because I've got 3 boys who are doing 2 different sports. One's going to be a new lifeguard. You know, one's got driver's ed. Like, I am here. If I didn't have my Active and my Slim, like in jugs in my car, I would not make it through my day. Right. So that's some content that I'm going to work on generating this month so that I can say, you know what? I need 19 new customers with this Active combo. I need to share with my network what that is. So I want you guys to really be thinking about, where am I? Where do I need to be? How am I going to get there? And then what equals posts, content, stories, inviting. So that's kind of step one. Um, this little intro is not going to be quite as, we're not going to take as many pauses because I've got some good time in the first 20 minutes to chat with you, and then we'll take some breaks. I'm going to drive one kid somewhere and Jennifer's going to come home and we're going to kind of transition. So I want you guys to just have that be the umbrella of what we're thinking about and what we're doing. So for those of you, I'm going to scroll. Y'all, we've got so many people, like 4 screens worth of people on here. So I'm going to scroll and look at your beautiful faces. If what I just said just now made your palms get sweaty and made you think about, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to do that, I don't even want to think about what my next goal is, I want you to be real with yourself. Some of you are saying, I don't want to set that goal because I don't want to fail. And I'm here to tell you it's okay. And I want to give you permission to dream big because anything is possible. So we're going to create magic in June because magic is going to happen anyway, and it's your job to jump on, okay? Tarl said the quote, you know, we're going to be in full momentum. You can either be a part of it or you can watch it, and it's going to happen with or without you. So let's jump on and have you be a part of it. So I'm going to give you some quick, easy steps on goal setting, and then we're going to talk about a little bit more of the logistics of goals. So the first thing is you have to declare that goal, okay? It's not a goal until you've said it out loud, okay? So be thinking today, by the end of today, I want you guys to say 600 credits Dyson hair dryer, 250 point senior gold, 6 new recruits because I want the $300 bonus. Whatever it is, it needs to be declared and spoken, okay? Because then it's going to be something that you're going to work on. When I set the goal of Emerald years and years and years ago, I literally got a note card. It was a 3x5 note card. And I wrote down this many points needed, this many days till the deadline. And I taped it on my computer. And every single time I sat down at my computer, I saw it, I looked at it. It was right there in my face to keep me focused on where I was going and what I needed to do. Number 2, you need to believe that it will happen, okay? We are our own worst critics. We are our own self-sabotagers, right? In between this space right here is usually where we get sidelined, okay? So I need you to believe that it can happen. And if you don't believe it can happen, it's not going to. I need you to borrow the belief from your upline, your sideline, your sponsor, your team, people in the company who are making things happen, and say, if it can happen for her, it can happen for me. Because at the beginning of my journey, that's exactly where I was. I was like, I don't know enough about this network marketing thing, but I'm going to read all of these stories about people who have found success in it. And I'm going to read enough stories that I'm going to convince myself that if it can happen for them, it can happen for me. And I borrowed that belief until it became my own. Number 3, you have to map it out. You have to know the numbers for where that goal is. Just like I said, if you finished at 175 pay points and you're going to 250 pay points, you've got a 75 pay point difference, and you've got to map that out for how it's going to happen. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. And then you have to make that countdown. June 30th, boom. Ready or not, that is the end of quarter 2, right? It's not changing. I'm sorry, guys, I'm completely ignoring the chat. I will come back to it in just a little bit. So make a countdown. Now, there's some of you who are on here who are Ruby or senior Ruby who are thinking that July 31st deadline for hitting Emerald is scary, but possible, right? So today on June 2nd, I need you guys to already be thinking about the July 31st deadline, because the work that you do today on June 2nd is going to get you that many steps closer to 1,500 pay points on July 31st. I don't want anybody to get to July 15th and say, oh my gosh, June 2nd, I should have worked a little harder. June 5th, I should have done 2 more messenger events. June 20th, I should have been a little bit more on top of my subscriptions, okay? So now is the time to know what your deadline is for what we're going to march out. If you have, Sarah, I'm just cheering for you, and I'm just gonna say it. Name it, claim it, find somebody, map it out, and tell your, your sponsor and your uplines, and don't, like, end of July 31st, you're going to be rocking and rolling, but mapping it out, you have to have that plan. Okay. And then you need to be accountable for your growth. This is where you grab a power partner. This is where you do the hard, scary things and allow somebody to say, did you make that call? Did you set up that event? Did you invite to the corporate opportunity meetings? Because those are absolutely incredible, right? And then you have to say either yes or no. There's only a yes or a no there. Allow yourself to be held accountable for the growth and or lack of growth in those areas, working towards those big goals, okay? And then it's just taking one step at a time. That is, I'm going to take a break there. Let me catch up in the chat really quick. Great job. You guys are naming and claiming your goals. I love it. Senior silver, Carrie, I see that. Carissa, do you think we should have a crazy goal? Okay, so the thing about goal setting, if you go back to, you've got to remember it has to be realistic. Now, I want you guys to know and understand that what is realistic, what was realistic in May just changed. We're all in this new, yay, Stacy. Oh, I love it. That gives me goosebumps. Haley, I see you putting that, Ruby. What was realistic for May just changed, okay? We just added 5 different ways that you are getting pay points, okay? So this is going to be a little bit of a learning curve because we can go out and help level 2s and 3s add customers, and that's going to be factored into our overall pay points. So I want you guys to remember this is all kind of new territory for us, but it's encouraging, wonderful territory where things that you didn't think were possible now feel possible because of all of the different ways that you can achieve pay points, okay? Does anybody have any thoughts, questions, concerns, or anything about that and what I've said so far in that? I have everybody muted, but if you want to just throw in the chat, I love that you guys are putting all of your goals. It's absolutely amazing. Okay, so now here's what we're going to get down to. And I'm going to stop talking in just a minute and we'll get to work. When you think to yourself, I need 6 new level 1s or 3 new level 1s, or I want to help so many people get to silver, or whatever that is, whatever your goal is and however it's mapped out for, I want to hit, senior Ruby on my 2nd position. Who do I have that I can help them get to that next goal? I was talking to my team last night and I said, have you guys ever had those days where it's like, it's so quiet. I wonder why nobody's doing anything. Where did everybody go? Am I the only one that feels like that? Have I ever had? Okay, good. I have a few honest smiler and nodders. I see you guys. Okay, so anytime that happens, that is when I sit down and say, what can I do to make some noise? What can I do to turn the volume up? What can I do to increase the activity? I can lead and control that. So rather than sitting, which I'm admitting to you right now, honestly, authentically, being vulnerable, I have had days where I sit and just scroll and I'm like, dang, nobody's doing anything. And I'm just waiting for somebody else to show up. Here's what I have learned. Being able to say, where am I, where do I want to be, and how am I going to get there? Now my days are sitting down, who can I check in with? Who can I say, hey, I know that you're loving your products. What would you think about doing a quick shout out post on Facebook? If I give you the post, would you be open to doing that? If you've got people who have never shared, doing a shout out post, if you've got people who are loving their products and saying, you know what, I had this amazing idea. You are loving your products. I know you've probably got friends and family who are dying to know what you're doing, or I know you have friends and family who would be really upset if you were keeping this a secret. What do you think about doing a quick 15-minute lunch messenger chat? I can, throw some posts together for you and you can introduce Plexus to some of your friends and family. How does that sound? Asking people to take that one next step, and it will usually be the first step for them. A first post, a shout out post, initiating invites to a messenger chat, all of those things. So when things felt quiet to me and I felt like my goals weren't going to happen, when I started getting into that activity of, hey, I noticed you just enrolled your first ambassador. Did you know that if you find two more friends, not only are you going to hit a rank, but you're going to get this bonus, and this bonus just for sharing something that you love? Would you be open to me helping you find two more friends? Just letting them know what that next step is. And they might say, nope, I'm good. That was just my mom that joined me, and we're going to do this together, just the two of us. That's fine. But what if you were to reach out to that person that just added their first one and said, hey, did you know there's another $300 on the table? You want me to tell you how to grab it? What if they say, yes, bring it on? What if they say, you know what? I've got 7 friends who were asking me questions yesterday. You're like, great, let's do a 15-minute messenger chat. They're going to get all of the information, and I'm going to be able to help you get them started. And they might be ready to rock and roll and run, right? So giving them that next step will help walk them through. So I want you guys, I'm gonna stop talking for a good 5 minutes. See, I told you I get excited about goals. um, we're gonna stop right now. And if you need to log into your back office and go back to May and see where you ended, I want you to do that. If you need to write down where your success sprint credits are, I need you to do that. I want you guys to just kind of take an observation. If you guys haven't logged in and looked at, oh my gosh, I have more points on the 2nd of June than I did on the 2nd of May. Where did those points come from? We're just going to take 5 or 6 minutes to take inventory and assess where we are, because you can't set the goal, map it out, know where you're going with the IPAs that will follow until you know where you are and where you want to be. Okay, so we're going to take a few minutes to do that right now.
I want a power hour.
Okay, I can talk to you later.
Hey, just so you guys know, you're not, some of you are not muted. I just want to save you that really quick. Hold on.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Sarah always gets me in line when it talks about setting goals. So I'm going to tell you guys really quick what my goals are, and then I'm going to challenge you to do something. I'm in my car. I dropped my daughter off at volleyball. It's been quite the interesting experience, having her go to a local public school and do that when she's so shy, but we're doing it. So my goal, I'm going to tell you that just for accountability, and then I'm going to answer a question I saw in the chat, and then I'm going to challenge you to do something. So my goal for June is I still need 2 people to sweep the success sprint. And I don't want to wait till the end of the month because, that's stressful. I hate that feeling. The other thing that I want to do is there's a girl that I see on Instagram. I used to teach her. She's probably 22 or 23 now. And she posts the most beautiful pictures. She's so amazing. And anyhow, I messaged her and I said, hey, have you ever considered being a brand rep for Plexus? And she's like, what is a brand rep for Plexus? You know what's funny? I'm worried you can't hear me. Will someone tell me in the chat if they can hear me before I keep talking to myself? Okay, good. Thank you, Sarah. I've never spoken like that before in my life. I've never been like, have you ever thought about being a brand rep? But I was like, this would speak to her. Like she would get what I'm saying. She goes, no, I haven't, but I'm interested. What would I have to do? And I was like, oh. So my goal for June is to really get her going. That's my goal. Now, let me go ahead and tell you the answer to the question I saw in the chat before I challenge you. It said, would you downgrade someone from an ambassador to a preferred customer? And here's the way I want you guys to answer that question for yourself. What is best for the person? And so until September 1st, what's best for the person is the best price and the perks credits and commission on your own orders. That's what's best for them. And when they purchase their ambassador membership, they own that for a year. And so I don't want to take that away from anyone, that they own that membership for a full calendar year. So those are things to consider when you think about downgrading someone. All right, your challenge. So you've thought about your goals. You've thought about how many people do you want to add? How many people do you want to help promote to silver? What do you want to do for the success sprint? But now it's time to start talking to the people that are your level ones. They could be wholesale ambassadors just trying to have a product experience, or they could be wanting the business. You're going to go to them with 3 questions. Okay. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to say, hey, I just set my goals for June. And I thought, I'm going to ask my friend what her goals are. So you're going to ask them, what are your goals for June? If it's someone looking for a product experience, you might say, what are your product goals or what are your health goals? If it's a business experience, you can say, what are your goals for June with your points, with your team, with the success sprint? I'd love to know. So you're going to ask them, what are your goals? Make it conversational. Make sure you don't make them feel judged or pressured. Because if I had someone ask me, what are your goals? I'd be like, okay, so like, because you feel like you had to have these big answers and you need to give people time to think about it. So what are your goals? Make sure you congratulate them on even having them. Say, if you don't know them yet, go ahead and set them and let me know. And when they tell you, say, I love that. That's huge. I support you in that. Then the second thing you're going to ask them is, okay, what challenges do you foresee happening to stop you from reaching that goal? So if it's a weight loss goal, what challenges do you foresee happening? And you could say, well, when my kids bring home Hostess cakes, it makes me want to eat them. Like you're going to have them identify what challenges could stand in the way. It could be fear of failure. It could be that you're going camping for a week and you won't have any cell reception, and that would be a barrier to your success. So what is your goal? What challenge do you foresee happening? And then the last question is this: how can I help you? So we're asking them, how can I help you? Sorry for the massive cleavage. Okay, how can I help you? That's your third question. So what is your goal? What challenges do you foresee? And how can I help you? Go to every one of your level ones, including your customers, and ask them these questions based upon what bucket they're in, if it's product or business or both. And we're going to do that for the rest of this Zoom. So I'm going to go ahead and mute myself. And if you have questions, put it in the chat. Okay, someone asked me to repeat how I started the message to my friends, asking them their goals. So start with you. So it's kind of like if you're setting a weight loss goal and you want to ask someone their weight loss goal, if you're like, how much weight are you going to lose this month? Someone's going to be like, well, how much weight are you going to lose this month? So instead, let's just go ahead and not make that happen. Start it with you. Say, I just set a goal. It's kind of scary. I want to lose 10 pounds this month. And then I started thinking, I wonder what your goal is. How many pounds do you want to lose this month? It's that whole positivity sandwich where it's like the good, the hard, the good. So it's like delicious bread with Vegemite in the middle, like the hard thing. You know what I'm saying? So always make it so that you've made it about you and then turn the mirror to them. Okay, so I got a couple messages, and I think this is something you guys need to think about. When you get their goals, write them down or screenshot them and put them in a file on your phone that says June goals. So now in a week or two, you can go back to them, and here's what you don't do. Do not go to them and say, how's it going losing 10 pounds? Or how close are you to getting your 3 new joins? I know that was a goal you said you set, because what you're doing is you're putting them under the law, and the law is meant to break you. You do not want to put someone under the law. Instead, do what I said before, positivity sandwich. Say, hey, I just wanted you to know, I told you my June goals. I've added one person. I still need one more. I'm this far with my weight loss goals. I still have this much more to go. Where are you at with this? How can I help? And so you have now lowered that judgment threshold. People don't like feeling judged. If you go to them and say, how close are you to Ruby? What they hear is, how close are you to Ruby? And you were saying, hey, how close are you to Ruby? But tone doesn't come through in a message. So make sure you always make it about you, and then go back to them when you're following up. This is one of the best and free tools to get people moving forward. People want and need accountability. It's important. So make sure you have these saved. Go ahead and do that. Screenshot your answers and put them in a file on your phone. Thank you, Mackenzie. I was just talking my face off on mute. Okay. So I said that we now know what we're doing. We've been super intentional. We started June knowing what we're doing, which is extremely liberating because you're like, okay, I have a plan. I know what I'm going to do. But now we need to know the how. And so what I want you guys to make sure that you are prepared for is it's not this last minute inviting your team, inviting your people, inviting yourself to all the things that we have planned. So go ahead and look and see what fits into that goal. Is it the gut health product training that happens on Monday? Is it the new ambassador training that happens next week? Is it the VIP event that we're doing that we're going to introduce the business and the products to potentials in 25 minutes or less? Is it the Power Partner Challenge? That's a weight loss challenge that will start on June 14th. There are so many things that you can get plugged into, and you shouldn't plug into everything because that's a recipe for disaster unless you're just wanting it and you're hungry for it. But don't invite people to a million things because it's overwhelming. So go and find what fits into your goals and use that. If you're not in the Power Hour chat and want to be in there so you can see what these events are and see the graphics, because I can't put them in the chat here, make sure you ask a friend on this Zoom to put you into that chat. And I'll go ahead and put the Power Hour chat. I'll put those graphics in there again right now, just so you have them.
Hey friends. Okay, so you guys ready to rock and roll June? Ready to rock and roll all of your goals? I love you guys so much. Thank you for jumping on. We will see you same time, same place next Monday. Thank y'all. Have a great day.